Alrighty, alrighty. Alrighty, good morning. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. My DJ cuts a... No, how's it go? My DJ can cut a record from side to side with the ride that glides. Other DJs call it suicide. Something like that. I don't know. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex.Today YouTube channel community of over 12,000 foreign exchange traders that get together every single day to align their satellites and get their heads screwed on straight for the day. Without further ado, let's get going. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Ni hao ma! My name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com, a boutique foreign exchange trading brokerage firm that would love the opportunity to earn your loyalty and respect. So please give them an opportunity to do that. Visit TradersWay.com, open up a demo account, download MT4, play some demo trades. You'll see a fast execution speed. You'll see narrow spreads. You'll see giant swaps. And if you need it, world-class customer service. But the bottom line is they're bringing these videos to you to develop that relationship with you. They want you to be a success, and having skills and confidence hopefully brings you what you need. Gives you the strength to get out of bed and do what needs to get done. I've been trading currencies for somewhere between 15 and 20 years. That's cool. On YouTube alone, there's more than 5,000 videos associated with my work. If you need my chart templates, it's in the description below. If you want to buy my book, it's in the description below. If you want training videos, it's in the description below. If you need performance coaching, a real human being to make a massive difference in your trading skills, the link is in the description below. If you want to open that Traders Way account, you can use the link in the description below. So the hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know what I mean, is that there's a lot of resources available to you in the description below today's video. So today we got news. Yeah, boy. Okay, we got news. We got a bunch of CAD jobs. Nice. We got weekly jobless claims, which usually isn't a big deal, but it'll be a big deal. We got PPI. Okay, cool. So, PPI, probably not that important today. So you'll have to watch Kitty Cat on their numbers. But of course, it's the initial jobless claims that are big today. Okay. So for example, last week we got 2.5 million? Does it say here actually? What is this forecast? Oh, I see. It's so big, it's hard to even write. Anyways, we're expecting 5 million people losing their jobs. That's the waitress at Applebee's. That's the hair cutter at Supercuts, so on and so forth. So a vicious, nasty circle. Thank you, W. Arthur Lewis, for the vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. President Trump is talking about maybe the economy coming back by May 1st. I'm thinking more like June 1st. But maybe, just maybe, we're getting there. Right? So, lots going on today. Got that Brazilian single country coffee today. So, Forex.Today / Forex-news-calendar. So watch that kitty cat. Watch that cat. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you all for your hard work. All right, here's the pound. If you go back out, I believe there is a bigger level of support here. So we're zoomed in on day trades. But I think if you look out like at a monthly swing, this is a logical support. Okay, then we got a higher high, higher low 2 days ago. This is brain dead, easy day trade. Then last night, we met in the Asian session here. Our plan was to buy it in here. And off you go. Hot to go, HOTTOGO. Oh, thank you, Hope. I don't really have a place for that right now, but maybe I'll ask later. Okay, do you see that? Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. So on and so forth. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, perfect, exactly correct. Did you guys see Turkish lira? Took off just recently. Holy smokes. Maybe we'll get to that later. Well, you have to decide. The prayer kid says coming back. Well, you'll have to decide whether you're going to front run or day trade it. So that depends on your aggression tolerance. So that was pound dollar we did first. How about pound yen? Okay. Drop into a smaller time frame. And let me show you what's going on here. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 see, sorta. It's just kind of hanging around the average price. Okay. What's up, Guy? What's going on, homie? Take a look at here. We've been stuck. So we had a Sunday buy, Monday up, Tuesday buy, right? And then check this out. Wow, huh? One, two, 3 foot in the water. Yeah, going nowhere, huh? Yeah, OPEC. So what if they don't cut? Do you think Trump will set an embargo on Saudi Arabia? Maurice wants to know how to do a regression channel and when. Well, when you have trouble calculating a trend, you use a regression. Okay. So you look at a scatter plot of prices. That's what all of this stuff is. All these candles, okay, they're just scatter plots of price and time over a period. So you want to measure the period. In this case, we're saying from this time to this time, okay? We're not looking at the slope and price. The next thing, so that's the period, and you got all the data points in your data set. Then you look at things like y equals mx plus b. Okay. M is the slope. Okay. Rise over run. Okay. So you get, right, you get an average price, right? You get an average price over this period, and then the slope, you're looking at how the average price changes. So in that case, just eyeballing this, you're going to get an average over the period, and M is for every one up, for every 1 unit up, how many units over, and that gives you the slope. B is the intercept, or this average, and then you can look at the next calculation is a standard deviation from the mean. Okay, so actually looking at this isn't quite right. So on average, how far, what's the deviation from this average, what's the deviation from that average, and then you get a standard deviation. Okay, and from that you get a trend. It's not C, it's B. Anyways, I use B as the intercept. Use C as an intercept. Should be the same, it's just a variable, right? You can do mx plus pi if you want, but pi is equal to the intercept, right? Yeah, so anyways, taking a look at this, instead of doing the math, you can just say, okay, so remember the period, I said measure from this period to the current period. So I'm using this tool, and all I'm doing is I'm grabbing the time and I'm moving right. I'm moving as straight across as I possibly can. So I'm not creating the slope, okay? The rise over the run in the change, the delta of the mean is creating the slope. And as we add new data, the mean changes and therefore the slope changes. So now I've gone to the current candle, and based on the data set, this is the average price, or the mean. Okay, this is the low, the standard deviation below, and this is the high, the standard deviation above. And all this is saying is, if you're having trouble deciding whether this is the trend is bullish or bearish, you're going to say, well, I'm going to consider the slope of the mean the trend. The slope, right, says that it's up, and then the steepness shows you the rate of change. Oh, is that right, crypto? You always learned it AX plus B. Interesting. Again, it wouldn't matter, right? The day trading one is not, that doesn't make any sense. The day trading one should work. Yeah, well, you have to set Y to 0 if you're gonna, yeah. Is that right? When you click the day trading one, nothing appears? That's weird. Okay, well, I'll do it right after the webinar here. I finally got 6 hours sleep today, so I feel really good. So let me look into that. That's really weird. Sorry, guys. I'll get her fixed. How about that? Stupid Windows, dude. All right. I'll get her fixed. I'll get it fixed. Well, so this is, I think we covered that one already. The issue with this one, you see how the day trades are mediocre? It's because this is a higher time frame issue. It's not a day trade issue. So I think I can update this. I can go to indicator, bias pivots, and change this to weekly. Okay. And so let me give one more click. So using support and resistance, you're going to look for things like this. Okay. So anyways, I don't think that's even that helpful. But what we're looking at is essentially price action, right? Okay. And then that should bring it up to the next level. We should mark some of these things like I've been doing. I mean, this is going to be a problem in the future. This area is already a problem. Okay. And so when you translate this to a day, it's really working off of a bigger time frame than daily. That's all I'm saying. Oh, reckless, it really depends. I don't think it even really matters that much. Because in this case, let me go back. Let me just reset this to something basic. Let's just do something basic here. How does it calculate? Well, first of all, I wouldn't get hung up on the formula because the formula doesn't actually matter. It's your decision making whether this is an uptrend or a downtrend. But the way I believe it's calculating is it's saying over the period, what's the lowest low, what's the highest high. So basically like that. Okay? So it's not overly complicated math. Okay? And the rest would be the mean and the slope of the mean, right? And that's where the y equals mx plus b. So the real important thing is that you can see this has been going up. Okay? And the second most important thing is this is essentially a neutral zone. Okay? Because what you care about is when you're way oversold or way overbought, right? That's what matters. Because we know when you tend to be a standard deviation above the mean, it's going to want to come back to the mean. When you're a standard deviation below the mean, it's going to want to come back to the mean. That's all that really matters. The actual formula for standard deviation, not that important. I don't think it's doing anything complicated. All right, so we got just a few seconds now.
provide up to $2.3 trillion in loans. They're getting into Main Street. They're getting more into the muni market.
Bloomberg's Michael McKee is here with more. Who's been looking through that. Hey, Mike, before we get to the data, can you break down what we know from the Fed?
Let me just tell you, 6.6 million jobless claims, that's a big number, and it's one reason the Fed is doing what they're doing now. They're going ahead with...
Gee whiz, I hate Windows. Criminy.
Another $2.3 trillion in lending facilities. This is a very detailed, extensive list of new Fed actions, so try to follow along here. They're going to buy, which we already basically
big, huh?
Some of those PPP loans, the Paycheck Protection Plan loans from the SBA. They're going to buy those from banks, enabling banks to make additional loans. They're going to buy $600 billion in small and medium-sized enterprise loans, backed by $75 billion from the Treasury. This is the Main Street borrowing facility. Talk more about that in a moment. They will increase their corporate bond buying to $850 billion, backed by another $85 billion from the Treasury. They're also setting up the possibility of taking some junk onto their balance sheet if by March 22nd, which was the original corporate bond deadline, they had bought or you were offering investment grade rated paper that was then downgraded. They will take some double Bs in that case. They will lend
Double Bs get degrees
to states and municipalities, backed by another $35 billion.
Oh, the echoes because it's so loud.
And they will, in addition to their corporate bond buying, they're going to add buying of
rated commercial mortgage-backed securities. And loans. So they're buying CLOs as well. Let's talk about the Main Street facility, Alex. They're going to make 4-year loans to companies who
Yeah, we already know it's
up to
6.6
10,000
crypto.
workers or who have revenues of less than $2.5 billion. One presumes it's 500 employees up to 10,000 because the PPP program goes to people with 500 or less. The principal and interest payments would be deferred for 1 year. Banks will make the loans. They will keep 5% of the loan and sell 95% of it to a special purpose vehicle that the Fed is creating. Interestingly enough, banks and the Fed will take equal risk here. Banks are going to have to assume some risk in making these loans. Borrowers must make what the Fed says are reasonable efforts to retain their employees, and they have to follow the same rules as the other lending programs: no buybacks, dividends, or compensation increases for officers. Let's talk about the municipal loan facility. This could be a big one. They're going to buy up to $500 billion in short-term notes directly from states, counties with a population of at least 2 million, and cities with a population of at least 1 million. Now, states may borrow from the Fed and then lend that on to smaller cities and counties. So an enormous amount coming from the Fed this morning. $2.3 trillion is their estimate for the additional lending facilities. They can lend
$2.3 trillion.
10,000 employees. They can lend money to
Same to you, Reckless.
cities and
Fist
states
bump.
and counties, and they can also take on additional corporate debt and also collateralized loan obligations and commercial-backed mortgages. So a lot of additional assistance for the economy.
You know, I was thinking about when I do more generalized training, not just Forex, but training on how money works. I was thinking about doing training on
Legit question.
how
Specifically, they are not buying junk-rated bonds, as I mentioned.
how
There's a
investing
possibility
into
to
things
take some
like
on if
art,
you were
how
offering
how
securities
billionaires
as a
make
start date
money.
for the
It's
program
really
that has
interesting.
since been
You guys
down
remember the
to
scene in the
$1.
movie Wall
They
Street
could take those on.
where
They're not
Gordon
buying
Gekko says to
That's
Bud
been
Fox,
one
he
of the
says,
issues, one of the
money
things
is
that
just an
Democrats and
illusion. He's
Congress
like, look at this
have
painting.
been urging
I
them
paid
to do,
$2 million for it,
can't lose
and now it's worth
money.
10.
Also, if they took on those
And yet it's just
securities, it would cost
swirls
them
of
more
paint
because,
on
the interest
on
rates,
on
are
canvas.
higher on junk. And, that
You guys
would
remember
mean
that
they'd have
scene?
less firepower from the Treasury. That $450 billion more of that would have to go into the junk market, and they would have less.
It's
available
probably
funding.
only worth
So
20
that's
bucks,
still
but he
out
bought
there,
it for
that's
$2
something
million,
they're not doing.
and
of
now
course,
he can
these
sell it for
programs
10.
will always be scaled up and expanded.
Now, here's
It'll
the
be interesting
thing.
to see how fast they all get online and
here's what they don't tell you. So now you got this $10 million piece of artwork, which you paid for $2 million for it. Now you go to the bank and you're like, lend me $5 million. And they'll say, well, that's a loan to value of 50, of 50%. We'll take it. And they'll loan you $5 million on a painting you paid $2 million for. You could sell it for 10, but now you got 5 in your pocket, plus you still own the painting. And now you get a low interest loan from your private banker. And so now you got $5 million in your pocket. And the painting on the wall keeps going up in value.
It suggested the Fed is continuing to do.
So I thought we could get into really interesting things like that.
The Fed has been very swift in everything that they've about. They've announced new programs this morning.
Talk about money that way. How anything you buy should make you money. Remember, I've always said only poor people spend money. Rich people are businesses, which means rich people invest. They don't buy things. They own things, right? So your painting should make you money. Give you another example. That Charles Schwab, not the company, the actual man. Years ago, he bought thousands of acres of land in Central California, in the farming country. But it was worthless because it was in an area that was kind of swampy, not really good for growing things. So he bought it. He turned it into a rice farm. The reason for that, he knew that rice is the crop in the United States that receives the most government subsidies. So he'll always be able to sell his rice at high prices, always. Okay? He makes millions of dollars a year on this project. He has, a couple hundred employees working on this farm, right? Bear in mind, he's a billionaire. This land makes millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of profit for him every year because the government gives him subsidies. And the only reason he owns it is once or twice a year he goes out there for duck hunting. Because guess what? It's swampy. They grow rice. They have rice paddies. And the ducks are attracted to the water. So he decided, he's like, you know what? I like duck hunting. I think once or twice a year I'd like to get out of the office and shoot some ducks and feel like a man. Well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well make $10 or $12 million a year. And that's how you do it. A poor person would spend money on a vacation. A rich person finds out how to make an extra $1 million a month doing nothing. To support, right? So anyways, that's how you do it. So I thought maybe we can, we should do courses on that. Okay, so Rand continuing down. Oil bouncing up off the 25. Euro dollar frozen in time. Written on these walls are the stories that I can't explain. Leave my heart open. It remains here empty in its cage. Yeah. She told me in the morning she don't feel the same about us in her clothes. Seems to me that when I die, these words will be written on my stone. Yeah, so anyways, euro dollar's frozen. Mantis, check it out. Look at the description below the video. You will be rewarded for your work. So anyways, stuck. Amazingly, nothing's happening. We are waiting for the OPEC stuff. How about Kitty CAD? How did CAD turn with the news, with the CAD news? And I'll be gone, gone tonight. All right. How did Kitty CAD do? How did Kitty Cat do? Whoa! Wow. Oh, Canada. Amazing. A jump from 7.2 to 7.8. Wah, wah, wah. That's crazy, really. 8% of Canadians are out of a job. And look at the participation rate. Wow, is that low? Weird. It's weird. Oh, so weird. That's crazy. Initial and continuing. So 7.5 million people are out of work in America. Well, those are the ones lucky enough to actually get unemployment. Wait, is tomorrow Good Friday? Seriously? Oh my God. That means there's no coaching tomorrow? I think I'm going to get sleep. Is it really tomorrow? Banks are closed? Wow. See, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't like holidays. But this one I could certainly use some sleep. Well, then I will not see you guys until Monday. That's sad. Cool. All right. So that be that. Yes, today at 11 a.m. 11 a.m., yes. If banks are closed, coaching is closed. So we got a question here on gold. Is that a day trade? Well, let me go back to gold. So what we planned out, so here's Monday. On Monday, our trade plan was to buy it at this price, in this zone here. In particular, on that particular day, we were up here, and we said the buy price is here. 1650. It's actually lower than that. 1630. 1640, right? Let me get the exact number because it's actually printed here. Let me delete all this. 1645, okay? So that's what we said on Monday. If you were a bull, you'd buy it at 1645. And right now, we're at 1668. Okay? Right on, Langa. Where you been? Mantis says, shouldn't it go down again? Well, let's change the point of view then. If you bought this retracement to the 4-hour 21, you would not believe it's coming down again. Okay. Here, remember that purple space? That purple buy zone? This is what I did. I know, right? Lugo! Roger, Roger. Okay. Okay. So really, it comes down to if you're aggressive. Well, no, you already had that, Gary. You already had that. That already occurred this week. Okay? So the obvious trade this week as a bull was buying it around 1600, and the target was 1670. So we did that, and by Tuesday we were done. And then by Thursday you were picking it up. So it took that long for the 4-hour 21 to catch up. Okay, but by the time the 4-hour 21 finally caught up, right, it bounced off of a roll reversal. So here's your RR, roll reversal, plus 4H21. Okay, and so what's actually happening, because you're right, Gary, on the first one. The second one, if you're taking it, what you're doing, Gary, is you're front running next week. And next week's target is 1700. So if you bought it here at 1644, you're actually going here. Okay? But it's a front run. You're not trading yesterday. You're not trading today. You're not trading tomorrow. Your trade last night, because we actually did this in the Asian session last night, the target is you're probably going to be in it till Wednesday. Does that make sense? All right, so Javier says the Fed announced a $2.3 trillion blah, 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 blah. Now, let me ask you something. Did they already have money in the market? Yeah. So what is this to accomplish? President Trump called up the Fed. By the way, I don't know anything about this. This is total mumbo-jumbo conspiracy theory from Wayne McDonald. Fed picks up the phone, calls the Fed, says, we can't have all our fracking and oil business companies go bankrupt, because if we do so, then we are going to be completely reliant on Saudi Arabia. And we cannot let that happen. This is a strategic concern. This is a threat to the independence of America. So we need you to come out with a package where you can even buy junk bonds. Did you guys catch that part? That the Fed is thinking about buying junk bonds? What they're saying is, if Saudi Arabia and Russia do not make a deal today, then Trump is going to throw down tariffs on Saudi Arabian and Russian oil, even though I don't think we bring in Russian oil. That's all European, right? But anyways, he's going to throw down tariffs, and the Fed's going to bail out U.S. oil companies. Did you guys pick that up? That's how I read it. Ah. Are you going to read that in the Wall Street Journal? But it makes sense, right? Who else are they bailing out if they're buying junk bonds? You watch. If they do buy junk bonds, it'll be because they're buying oil companies. They're giving money to oil companies to keep them afloat. They're protecting themselves from the Russia-Saudi Arabia attack. Remember, this is a price war specifically to put American companies out of business. So that's how it's going down. But you're not going to read it in the newspaper or hear it on television. Okay? All right. There we go. Conspiracy theory. So if you love conspiracy theories, please click the like button. If you hate conspiracy theories, please click the like button. If you like me and you want to hear what I say next, please click the like button. If you dislike me and you want to hear what I say next, please click the like button. If you're undecided, please click the like button. So do we have a time when a deal is supposed to be announced, or is it just going to pop out? Actually, I am an alien, Daniel. I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm a Canadian in New York. Whoa, I'm an alien. Yeah. Why would Putin go to an OPEC meeting? Around Tenster. Cool. Well, you had so many opportunities to buy oil if you're into it. One of the things we talked about 2 days ago in the day trading group is that your risk, I mean, the one thing you're doing is you're betting a deal is going to be announced. Let's be frank, that's a bet. Okay? If Saudi Arabia and Russia do not announce a deal, oil will go whack, and it'll drop from 25 down to 20, maybe even lower. Okay, and if you lose $6 on oil, it's $1,000 per contract. So you will lose $6,000, let's say, in a matter of an hour per contract. Contract only costs $1,500. You gonna do it? Well, that's what's going on, right? That's what's going on. If you're gonna do it, that's what's going on. Okay. So make sure you understand what you're doing if you're going to do it. But look at the plan we had whenever we did this. Look at this. Okay? And you'll face something like this where, right, in one candle you can give, 24 hours worth of money back, right? So you're in a trade, let's say, for 24 hours, and in 30 minutes it's gone. So, right? You got to worry about gaps too. Do you guys know, like, if you bought here and you put your stop loss at break even and price is doing this, and then there's an announcement and all of a sudden oil's down here, that means price never actually touched your stop. you will still be long. Even though your stop was at 24, if suddenly we'd go from 26 to 23, 22, 21, you're still in the trade. Why? Because Trader's Way is messing with you? No, because your stop was never triggered. Price has to touch. It's a mechanism of the computers. If price doesn't touch your stop will not be executed. You'll be gapped. Okay? So just make sure you know what you're doing, right? Yeah, I was, I forget what it was. When I was back at GFT, something happened to me. There was an error on the platform. And GFT owed me something like $15,000. And so I called them up and I'm like, you guys didn't execute this properly. And they looked into it and they came back, yeah, you're right. And they gave me my $15,000 back. But that's pretty rare. It wasn't a gap though. I'm trying to figure out what it was. I can't remember. But I'm like, you didn't execute that trade properly. There's slippage or something. When was this? Oh, I don't know. More than 10 years ago. So, just like, right, we see across the board here some slight risk on. Euro dollar Oscar Mike, Bitcoin Oscar Mike, USD CAD Oscar Mike, Rand Oscar Mike, and then I was telling you about Lira is already Oscar Mike. Sorry, on the move. Right? So all of this should be, I mean, none of this is new, guys. Okay, see, look at Lira. Lira versus dollar. Oh, this actually backfired. Look at that. That's interesting. This was down and now it's up. So that's interesting. Mexican peso, Oscar Mike. Rand, Oscar Mike. Everything with the dollar, like dollar's weak, but look at Kiwi Swissy. That's bullish. So this says risk on. This says risk on. This says risk on. That says risk on. Everybody's happy, guys. Happy fun time. Let's check the yens. Euro still stuck in the zone. You got to be cautious there. CAD a little cautious. Beast is Oscar Mike. So if you're front running tomorrow, you're fine. Look at the stairs. Climbing the stairs. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 up is what we're hoping today, and then a down, down for a next buy. Very cool. Very nice. So we have to do a bust out and a pullback on Euro, Aussie. Okay. Very similar to some of the other pairs. Up, up, up. Didn't even come down. Kicked off the 21. Very bullish. Up, 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 up. Down, down into the buy zone. Up, 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 up. Barely came back. But remember, pivots aren't the only thing in the world, right? You can't rely 100% on pivots. There's just things like price action that are so important, right? So anyways, off the price action, and then so tomorrow you'd be looking for this, and eventually some sort of pullback, and you know, that kind of thing. Very cool. So all of this working really well. Okay, there's the start of the week. So remember, as a trading group, we got together right here. Isn't that nice? You guys remember talking? This is the first candle of the first day of the new month. This is the first candle, the first day of the new week. This is the most important candle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Okay? Is that crazy? Because at that time we're talking about like you can make a trade decision right here, right now and be done for the entire week. CTMX? What's CTMX? Joey's like, or the month, yeah. Daniel, what's CTMX? Oh, biotech? Oh, well, I don't want biotech. Talk to my wealth manager. Okay. So just looking at things like the laggards and stuff, I'm wondering, you know, CAD just had its news, right? So like CAD has been done since Tuesday. It's trying to ride the 21 up. The bear zone is closer to 80 or 79. So like if there was going to be a pullback, let's say in the stock market, and I was looking at CAD yen to tell me when, this says sort of down, fizzle, up, and then roll over. So this is not next week, but the week after next week. So what is that, May? So a giant decline in May in the stock market and then up until December. But then you got to throw in the political cycle. So this would be down, up, down, up, down, up, up, at the end of the year. Is it just shut up just now, boss lady? Lady boss? Well, what we're looking at is US dollar weakness because of risk on. Now, it's not global risk on. This is actually just dollar weakness, okay? Which is a form of risk on. It's just not global risk on. So would Kiwi dollar go up? Well, we're more interested in like US dollars going down. That's all, okay? To what degree, what horse do you bet on? So we were talking about this yesterday in the day trading group. I'm like, you know, in many scenarios, you're not picking a horse, you're betting on all the horses. So like you're betting pound will be stronger than the dollar, Kiwi will be stronger than the dollar, Aussie will be stronger than the dollar, CAD will be stronger than the dollar. Okay? Oh, it's just not necessary right now, Mr. Connor. Okay? That's not what's driving the market. Okay. But anyways, up, down, up, down, up. So who said it? Boss lady says, Kiwi dollar going up. We have to understand, we planned this 12 hours ago, and that you should have bought it right in here, pre-London, around, well, let's say, it's lower than 59, so 59, whatever this is. So you should already be in it. Your stop is down here. And maybe tomorrow you'll move your stop to break even. So like what I always tell people is like this candle right here is irrelevant because you would have bought it hours and hours and hours and hours and hours ago. What's relevant is the trade plan. Okay? So what's happening now? It hasn't changed anything, except if you buy it, you're going to pay way too much for it. Okay? That's all. So you should already be up about 50 pips profit on this. Very similar. So like this is a buy, but it hasn't stepped up. Up, 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 down, down into the moving average. Okay? Up, 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 down, down. Again, roll reversal, buy zone. Right? You'll see, like, for example, this is very clearly like up here is when you're planning. This is your entry. So you would have been in early Asia. And you were done for that day. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours later, the London boys log in and they buy it. Okay? You were in here. So what happens in New York? Like, what do you mean New York? You would have been in this 12 hours earlier. So what happens here? You're already in it. Like, it's all irrelevant. You already put your money down here on a very obvious plan. And then same thing. Here's the end of New York. So we get together at 8 p.m. New York time. This is the day trading group. And we conclude in the next 5 or 6 hours, we want to buy it in this zone. And of course, it's going to go up in New York. Why? Well, that's what we planned yesterday, like literally 12 hours ago. That was the plan, right? So now Kiwi dollar's going up. Well, of course it's going up, right? But buying more, now you're chasing price and volatility. Okay? So before you do that, you're right, kind of picture where you are in the volatility. So imagine we're here right now, yesterday, right? So this is sort of late London. Here's sort of New York. New York opens, it takes off. What actually happened the next 12 hours? More than 12 hours, right? What happened? Fizzle, 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 up, right? And then fizzle, 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 and then fizzle, right? Up, 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 fizzle, 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 up, 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 up. This one moved early, but even by the time you got to New York, fizzle, 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 right? So you're asking me, should I buy more now that it's moving? Well, this is what I expect. This is what I expect. This is what I expect. Your money and your jewelry is what I expect. MCA is with it. He's my ace, so I grabbed the piano player and I punched him in the face. The piano player's out. The music stopped. This boy had beat, but he got dropped. I grabbed the money, MCA, snatched the gold, grabbed 2 girlies and a beer that's cold. Yeah, going 1980s. Oh, I couldn't hold that one back. Okay? So, like, should you be adding? No. The money is made here. 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 The money is going to be made there. You got it? What do you mean, Mantis? What do you mean, low volatility or high volatility? Thank you, Guy. I hope you're hanging here every day now, Guy. Don't be a stranger. So what, Guy, what have you been up to, man? Always liking. Me likey. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Good for you. Your heart, your love is a heartbreaker. All right, Oscar Mike. So this is cool. Right on, guys. The Fed saved us. Yay, thank you, Fed. Save me, Fed. Save me. Nice. Cool. So this one, and I think Aussie Yen, we've been talking about every day in the day trading group, where this is a clear, obvious buy. This is the clear, obvious target, typically what we call an exit. Some yen pairs, for example, hit their exits and some haven't, but they all stopped when the first ones did. And now the next part was you have to make a decision on whether you buy that back, right? Where you buy that dip or you walk away. Because there's a lot of reason that this could be a ceiling, right? This could definitely be one of these scenarios. You don't know at the time. So you have to make a decision. How bullish are you? What's creating the bullish trend? How long do you expect to be in this? Are you going to go for the full monthly trade, or are you just cool with the weekly? Because the weekly trade was here and exit. Okay? So in the first hour of the first day of the week, right, we were here. That's a buy. And at that point, this is our target. So you could have worked 1 hour this week on Aussie USD, and now you're hitting your aggressive target. And you're done. And what you're going to do next week is going to look like this. Pa-chow, pa-chow. And you're going to work 1 hour per week. And by 1 hour, I just mean the first hour. This might take you 4 minutes. But you're going to want to pick it up around 61.50. You understand? We do Sunday night, Bonnie. We meet Sundays as a live group at 6 p.m. New York. Okay, New York time. And we're planning the entire week. So when we meet at that time, we're planning out 100 to 300 pip moves. Okay? So for example, this one is ridiculously classic. And this one has now yielded 310 pips. And we meet, like no joke, literally, we meet as a group. Let me do it in a box. Right here. And we planned out your entire week. Well, Hassan, do you guys see the link underneath the video that gives you 80% off the video training courses? Well, wink, 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 nudge, nudge. If you buy that, yes, we are, Murray. If you buy that, it's going to give you a one-time offer that is a ridiculously good offer for joining the live trading group. So there's actually two offers that are going to combined save you like $1,700, I think it is. Anyways. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge, click the link. So yes, swing trading will be today at 11 a.m. So today we're meeting at 11 a.m. to plan all our trades for next week. Because if you show up on Monday and you don't know what's going on, you've already planned on losing your money. Hassan, you'll see there's a thing called a one-time offer. So if you buy that, it's going to say, hey, buddy, I got another deal for you. Come on, you've been through 1,000 things like that. So there you go. So anyways, yeah, and wait, there's more. Right? You guys remember this one? The training courses are worth over $5,300. However, we will make you a special deal that's less than $1,600. In fact, you get a $5,000 course, not for $1,600, not even $1,500, or $1,400, or $1,300, or $1,200, or $1,100. $1,000 would be a ridiculous deal for this course worth over $5,000, which will probably save you millions of dollars in losses. By $1,000, we can get more ridiculous. Not even, yeah. And Mr. Connor's like, not again. So look, dude, sign up. It's not a lot of money. Sign up. What can I do? I can't do anymore. So. All right. So Kiwi Dollar, Oscar Mike, on the move, if you don't know. Let's go back to Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat, we're at the mean price. We're at the average price, but Y equals MX plus B pumps out a slope, rise over run. See, it's a negative rise over a run, creating a slope, which is our trend. So on the short run, the target is here. Notice that it'll take us till next week to get there. So let me price this out for you. Down, up, down, and then we meet up with our slope. Hello, Mr. Slope. Okay. Okay. I only take the blue pills, Reb. I wouldn't say no, I do not fly by the seat of my pants. No. Okay. So down, but we're not going to hit this. So there has to be an up and then a down, and then we'll run into this. Now you'll say, well, that doesn't line up with next week's pivots. Well, next week's pivots aren't set. So between now and tomorrow, when we're down here, okay, so let's say we're down here tomorrow. So actually, let me draw this differently. We have a couple of candles. So we're down here tomorrow. These pivots will widen, okay? The weighted mean, right? The weighted mean of the range is going to drop from 40.59 to closer to 140. And then this target of 138 is going to drop closer to 137. And it will look like this down here. And this will run into what will become the future target. Okay? And the current target will be gone. And you'll say, how did I miss that? It's so obvious. Okay? So really what's happening is down, up, down. So what I'm doing is I'm making these calculations with my mind and making the adjustments using analytical tools, just based on statistics. You know, I recommend taking a macroeconomics class. And I also recommend you take a statistics class so that you can calculate the standard deviation and the slope like I'm doing for you guys. Okay. So we have questions about gold. Let me roll over there. I'm rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling gold. Rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling down the river. Do-do-do-ding. Do-do-do-ding. Oh, right on, Joe. So what does it mean? Someone's like, 1,700. Well, hang on. Let's move. Let's see how crazy this is. Well, right now, besides the price top, it's 1,700 is irrelevant. Couldn't give two hoots about that. Probably will break it. So let's do analysis because I don't like opinions. Okay. So what do we know? We know the bottom is central pivot. By the way, guys, notice the first hour of the first day of the new month. If you weren't there, you're lame. You're not doing your job. You understand that? You could have been done the entire month. Okay? And I'll tell you what matters. I don't care about 17 except for this. But if you're a bull, if you bought this with that bottom, then you're already planning this. Standard operating procedure. Up, 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 down, down, buy. We're going to hit this and be a little bit challenged. And then we're hitting here, and your target is $1,832. But you knew that about a week ago. So like when someone says 1,700, like, I don't really give a damn about 1,700. Because the target's 1,832, so why would I care? Okay. Yeah, that's cool, Joe. So what econ class is it? Is it a principles of, is it micro? Is it macro? Principles level, intermediate level, advanced level? What do you got? Talk to me, boss. If Aussie is correlated with gold, it might be C-long. It may not be anymore, but it was 13 years ago. I would just trade it more of, again, it's an exporting nation, right? So it's going to benefit from a risk-on mood. And of course, a weak dollar is risk-on. Weak US dollar. Okay. Thunderbird. I know people that went to Thunderbird. I used to know, I know a few people, not many, but I know a few people that went to Thunderbird. Yeah. Okay, it's the principles. So, yeah, so it's just economics in general. So they must have broken it in two halves, micro and macro. And your midterms are late though, huh? You must have started later. Well, just be careful though, because a lot of stuff that I do in markets and trading is different from and sometimes opposite of what you get in the textbook. So you got to be careful. But are you calculating like if country A makes radios and country B makes bicycles, bikes a little bit, but bikes, and they trade, you know, are you doing that kind of stuff? And they might do something like this where there's like 18 to 1, and then there's a 37 to 2, and 75 to 3. What is X? That kind of stuff. And should they trade, should they not trade, and all that kind of stuff. It's always fun. But then, see, if you do stuff like that, you'll understand why trade happens in the first place and how important we are with global trade. Oh, you know what? I forgot to ask you guys again today. Can you guys subscribe to my other YouTube channel? I need to bump that up a few hundred people. And if so, if we can get that above 10,000, YouTube will unlock some features, and then we can play around this summer and do some cool things. While you're over there, I think that has about 3,500 videos on that channel related to Forex. 3,500 videos. Probably closer to 4,000. Okay, so, yeah, you already did. Cool, thank you. Thank you, Mita. All right, well, I guess I gotta go because in 90 minutes the swing trading group is going to get together and meet. Okay. So again, if you want the video training courses, there's 35 to 40, maybe 45 hours worth of training videos. The link to save 80% off is in the description below. If you need a broker, the description's in below. The link is in the description below to Trader's Way. If you want to buy a copy of my book on Amazon, the link I think is in the description below. If you need a coach, you need like a real person to hold your hand for, let's say, right at the London Open, you're going second by second through how to enter trades. The link is in the description below. That's for performance coaching. There's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot of resources. There's no need to be mediocre, especially in times like this. Okay. So anyways, thank you for being on my team. Thank you for being here every single day. Thank you for watching my beard grow with me. It's becoming a friend. What do you think? Is it filling in all right? Because I'm a cowboy. On the Euro Yen I ride. Yeah. Anyway, so peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Since I'm not going to see you tomorrow, Have a wonderful holiday weekend.